What's up, guys? I'm going to show you the Ninjaball layout. We set it up here at TBS. This is on the NXL field that we've got. So we're at the start station on the blue side. This is standing dead center at home. So you can see there's definitely shots kind of on the D side. If you get high, you might be able to shoot kind of that first wide Dorito, but this is what it looks like from the back center. So you can see the other back center there, so we'll get tighter. Lots of stuff, hard to block off. There is a little gap, it looks like, here if someone takes the inside route to go to the Doritos versus going wide to that wedge. So let's go out this way first. So we'll look at, you can see if you come in here, great shots on the snake side. This might be a trap thing here. Let's look at our other side. There's shots going forward too, so wouldn't be surprised if this in the middle get played a lot. I guess we'll just do the middle first. You can see in here, similar, big trap on snake side. And I guess the can't really put you in, so like this guy's gonna be very difficult to, it's gonna be very difficult for the can to put this guy in to make his move, so we'll see what happens on snake side. Snake side is very juicy looking, so if you do get out, looks like you can get lots of bodies. There is, looking at this, a little tiny gap right there. So this guy may be able to pick off a snake guy bumping up through that little gap. So let's get back to one here. On D side, you can definitely stop the kind of Dorito guy from filling wider to the wedge and so on. It'd be hard to stop that can guy. He'd get you to get put in and you wouldn't be able to stop the next move. There is, you can still come across one more here where, just like anything, if you go to the right, you have good shots on the left usually. If you go to the left, you got good shots on the right. So one of the things we did here too is this little W, we wanted to block it off so that the brick guys didn't get smoked by snake guys really easily. It's a kind of tricky little gap there. So you can see here, this obviously should be able to stop that guy, but that's kind of your middle. I mean, I can see people going across here into this brick. When we get into the brick, it looks like there's no real, like you might be able to shoot that snake side corner. Sorry, it's a little backwards for me because we moved the snake side to the pit side. So on the wrap here, you can see down the tape, come around, and if you crawled, you should be able to make it with no problem. Going high, you should still be able to make it, but that can has a little sliver of a shot on this edge. Same thing with the Aztec. The Aztec could actually shoot you through this gap, it looks like. So be aware of that. But in here is pretty juicy. Oh, that's cool. These two Doritos are like pretty much lined up. The back center guy could kind of shoot you if you do this, but you got backs and packs almost all day. Getting across this gap wouldn't be crazy if the people in front of you are gone. So I can see how being aggressive could be rewarded on this field. So I guess I'll just finish these things here. But making it D side looks a little easier than snake side, but we will see. So let's go walk the snake side. Excuse me. So you can see here, let's look at the shots here. So there is a sliver of a shot there, which I would think that can's makeable unless people are really slow or don't sprint there. Beyond's probably makeable as long as the guy's not super slow. On snake side, this is going to be, I think, the tougher side to make, specifically because of this tower shot across. Back center guy could play back off this box and paint in that gap. So don't be surprised if you see two or more guns across. Coming out this way, let's go to the start station first. So we started here. This is our barrel cam footage. Let's see pretty dang good shots across. So really wouldn't be surprised if you see this shooting snake side, this shooting kind of both sides, guy here maybe shooting heads up or going wider, and this guy coming out shooting D side. You can see your mirror here, but like we already kind of looked at, you can put in the back center. It's very difficult. Well, by difficult I mean this bunker's in the way for you to put in that guy, either one of those two. So we'll see what happens on snake side. It's powerful if you can get into it, but I can see lots of guys getting caught coming across this gap. And even here, you can get out. Be difficult. Now you're battling with kind of 4 bodies there, potentially. Your mirror can still lob paint over for sure if they get there. And then, you know, getting into the snake, I'm actually gonna go wider first. So we'll fill back to this corner. So corner, I mean, if you got out and no one else did, now you can do the contained game. This is potentially, I don't want to say better, but like either one of those two if you can get to make sure that those 4 bodies that are threats there get put in, so your next guy can come and fill in. I would tell you that, like just from personal experience, whatever, that if you get a body in either one of these two, stay alive, get those guys put in so in secondary can make a fill, because if you die, it's going to be that first gap you got to get across again. So here's what it looks like if you make this bump. I'm not going to crawl on the ground, so, but inside shots. Let's see. I don't know if those Doritos, they can stand out, they might be able to drop something in on you, but I would think you'd be relatively safe here. So we'll do the wide snake first. So here, this is right against the bunker, and you can see down the tape well. There's no gap, so you can crawl right up as long as you don't get shot on the wire. And this is where it's going to get a little tricky, is you can go around, but like that box is the same as this box, so if someone came the inside route, they could potentially smoke you on the tape. I would think if you stayed low, you'd be okay from like the wedge guy or Dorito guy, but this part, you might get caught coming across here if you're not dick to the dirt, super low. So 2 cool ways to go. The beams are connected here, so you could still continue going, which as long as there's no one in this wider snake, I would think would be a major advantage, because now you can start doing, you know, picking on, I guess we'll call it gateway, can, back center, snake, kind of all real close shots. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for those guys to live when you're this far up the field. You do have your inside shots here. So one of the things when I made this layout is I wanted people to be able to go across this gap. So really you could dive across this gap, and now you're definitely behind people, and continue crawling. You don't have to come up here, continue crawling, and you're literally behind the whole team. So you can see back center, gateway, definitely gonna die. Wrap a little further, Dorito, and you just kind of keep doing, shoot all these guys, and maybe now the can guy. So we'll look at the inside snake from the other side, since we're already here. So if we get across the gap, ideally we're putting in this guy, maybe for a teammate to go under or something, but we're putting kind of the 4 critical bodies in for our teammate to get across. And then, or I guess we go, we'll see what happens. So from here, I guess I'll show you probably a pointless shot, but if you came across the back here, you can shoot across, which is whatever, but I wouldn't want to be here just because if that 50 guy comes in, he's going to smoke you. From here, you can kind of live. So good cross shots, especially on this big gap here. These ones, not quite as juicy. Obviously, you can win battles and stuff, but that's one where you can catch a guy moving up. You might be able to hit, nah, probably not. I was gonna say you might be able to hit the big brick guy by bouncing paint around, but probably not. Here's our tape. So corner guy could definitely wrap and drop paint on you. If you crawl, there is this gap, right? So just be aware. I don't know who would actually shoot it, but it does exist. So this is crawling the beams. And we're back to this where, now here's our cross shots in case I didn't show them earlier. And you can see, like I said, is if someone on the other team, like if they got in, you might be able to shoot them. But kind of the point of that W is that person could then back up and play inside that little blind space if need be. So, although I don't know if that would work or not, if you're able to shoot the pill or the little bulge of the brick that's there on either side to maybe bounce paint to the guy. So, and that's it. So that's pretty much all the stuff. If you have questions, let me know. That's it. I also made a video like of making the layout. We did change this bunker. I forget what I had here. I think it was an Aztec. I think of that and this were different. Asked for some feedback from local pro Corey Field, and that's what he wanted, so easy change. Anyway, see you.